here we go. What's up, you guys? It's Alisa, and today I am going to be starting a new series of episodes. I am a huge fan of the TV show Scandal. If you don't know what it is, where have you been? I love just dissecting the show, and I love it so much that I was like, well, why don't I just make YouTube channels about it, because I can do that. That would be fun. So the first episode I'm going to be doing is the episode that just aired on Thursday, and that is episode 12 of season 4, Gladiators Don't Run. So basically I watched the episode once, just watch it, just enjoy it, and then I watch it again and I take notes on my phone. I have it in some type of organization method. We'll see how this goes. Might try something different next week. The episode opens up with Abby, and Abby got on my nerves the entire episode. Let me explain. So she starts off the episode, she's sitting on the park bench and she has a cup of coffee for her and who we can assume is Olivia, and Olivia doesn't show up, and then she goes and she calls Olivia and her voicemail is full. She's not picking up any of her calls, and then she goes to OPA and starts demanding answers. And Huck basically says, you're not a gladiator anymore, and he tells Quinn, we don't trust the White House, Abby is the White House. And she then goes to David Rosen's office and goes in on him. And she is just going like line after line about how Olivia is her gladiator and how Olivia saved her and how she deserves to know if something happened to her. And David basically says, you know, it was a matter of national security. Me telling you would have in no way, shape, or form aided the situation. So no, I did not tell you. Yes, I knew she was gone, but I did not tell you. And I will say before I say anything that yes, it is sad that her only friend has been taken. God knows what is being done to her and she does not know about it. So boo-hoo, I'm sorry, Abby. First thing is, when Olivia Carolyn Pope is taken by thug terrorists that are being run by the vice president, and are making threats on the United States of America to go to war with West Angola, no one's first thought is, let me call Abby Whelan because she deserves to know. No one's thinking about her. No one's first thought is, oh my goodness, like, we need to tell Abby. She's the first person that we need to tell because that's Olivia's best friend. And it's just, when she's not connected to OPA and she's not connected to David, she's not in the circle. She's not in the circle of immediate information. And when you actually think about it, Olivia's been gone for what, like 20 something days? Abby is just now figuring out that Olivia has been taken. Like, that doesn't add up to me. Yet, like, yes, I know best friends don't have to talk every day. However, if I knew my best friend was in a job where she had to deal with terrorists and thugs and criminals on the daily and dangerous things could potentially happen to her 24/7, I would at least have a check-in with her every 2 or 3 days, just like a call like, hey, what's up, are you good? Great. Like, the fact that it's 20 something days out and Abby is just now calling her and is just now figuring out that something has happened, like, that already, like, I don't know, I feel like your best friend's been missing for almost a month. Girl. Alright, so the next kind of scene that came up in the episode was the Ian and Gus scene. So basically, Gus had approached Ian and was saying, you know, he was basically questioning him on changing the whole plan about just having Olivia as a hostage and now putting her on the market. And, you know, Olivia's walking around, she's got her hair done, she's got a nice outfit on. Long story short, Gus then kills Ian and takes control of the situation. This whole dynamic, this whole part of the story, I really enjoyed, and I know a lot of people didn't enjoy it. They just kind of thought it was too much or too much going on, but I really enjoyed the way the plan or what was expected to happen or what Olivia thought was going to happen changed. Olivia in this episode goes through a lot of things that backfire on her. She has this entire plan orchestrated with Ian about how, you know, she's going to be sold, and, you know, he says, you know, you can pick who you go to so you're treated somewhat decently, and that completely backfires because Ian is killed. And now that entire plan that she put together has gone down the toilet. She then tries to make a play and kind of tries to negotiate with the two hackers that are there. she says, you dreamed of companies and power and building something great. So she's basically telling them, you know, you never dreamt of being criminals and being terrorists and all of these things. And the hacker, the young man, he says, my entire family slept in one room. My father worked 3 jobs. The only time I got breakfast was when they were giving it out at school. I dreamed of money. I dreamed of $1 billion. Olivia has always, throughout all of the seasons, throughout all the episodes, Olivia is a person that has always been able to control the narrative. She is always, any situation she's put into, she knows how to control it. So I feel like she is in a state of mind where she believes that Olivia Pope talk, that Olivia Pope reading people and being able to, you know, talk to them and all these things is going to always work for her. I think this showed her not everybody has some deeper meaning. Not everybody has that actual, you know, they really just want to be a good person. Some people just want money. Some people just want power, and however they're going to get that is how they're going to get that, and that's just the way it is. And I think coming out of this, I think Olivia is going to have such a different outlook on how she treats people and how she talks to people once she realizes that every situation is not controllable. And I think that she's going to evolve even more out of this because she's, for the first time, actually having that feeling of, I cannot control this situation, for the first time in her entire life. So next, let's talk about OPA. OPA, basically, Jake tells OPA about the bid and how the White House is trying to basically buy Olivia, and so they have this idea of getting in the bid themselves, and they need a terrorist to do so. So they get Mama Pope, and basically they're working through with her name to get into the bid, into the auction for Olivia. One of the scenes that comes up with Mama Pope is when she actually tells Huck and Jake what is going on. Huck has to go in and he has to kill these 4 men. The next scene with that, Jake is sitting in the car and he's saying, you know, he's been in there for a while. I'm gonna go in and check on him. And he walks into this room and it is a slaughterhouse. And a lot of people were saying, you know, Jake had no right to basically frown upon Huck for what he was doing, or judge him, or, you know, things like that. Jake calls him an animal and all these things, and people were saying that Jake has no right to do this. Jake does the same thing. For me, hear me out. I think that it is not the same thing. What Jake and Huck do are not the same thing, and they cannot be categorized the same. Let's just go over character qualities. So Jake was the head of B613, and, you know, he killed people for a living. It was a job. He had to tell other people to kill people. He killed Cyrus's husband. It's part of a job. It's just something that he has to do. And he goes to Olivia and he's literally like, save me from this situation, because while he kills people, while he's good at it, he's efficient at it, there is some type of moral code, and there is some type of something where his conscience doesn't sit well with what goes on. Olivia's dad, Papa Pope, let's take him. Earlier, I can't recall which episode it was. I wish I looked it up before I sat down to film, but there was an episode a while back where he goes through the number of people that he's killed, and not just the number of people he's killed personally, but the number of people he's had to command other people to kill. And he has the number. He knows the number off the top of his head. That showed, while knowing that does not make him kill people less, it does not make him change his profession. Yes, he still kills people. Yes, he's still efficient at it. But he has some type of moral something to where that number of people that he's killed, there isn't a day that goes by that he doesn't think about that. There's a difference between I kill people, I'm efficient at it, I'm good at it, I get the job done, I do it with no remorse. Then I kill people, I'm good at it, I'm efficient at it, I do it with no remorse, and I love it. I absolutely love every second, every bone crunch, every rip of the skin, every splatter of blood. That is the difference between the two. I don't think Jake was looking down on Huck from the sense of, you kill people, you cut them up, you got blood all over you. I'm sure Jake has done the exact same thing. It wasn't that. It was the look in Huck's eyes. It was the look, the animalistic, foaming at the mouth monster that was in the room. That was the animalistic part. I think that the fact that Huck thoroughly enjoys killing people, and not just killing people. He thoroughly enjoys the goriness of it. He enjoys the cutting people up. He enjoys all of that. That is the difference between the two, and that is the dynamic. That's the difference. People were also saying, you know, the line where he says, what would Olivia say if she saw you right now? I think that we always, from my perspective, Huck is very childlike. He has a childlike quality about him, and when a child is doing wrong, how do you get them to stop doing wrong? What do you say? What would your mother say if she saw you right now? That's the exact same situation. Because arguably, the only thing Huck loves more than killing people is Olivia. So the only way to snap him out of that animalistic killer mode is to bring up Olivia. And you could see almost the change in his eyes when he brought up her name, because I think he really did think, you know, this is not who she would want me to be. I think that was Jake's way of reeling him back into reality, reeling him back in from that frame of mind. Next, I just want to go back and talk about the scene with Fitz and Mellie. If you go back and think about the episode where we saw Fitz and Mellie, and it was before Fitz had become president, and they were lying in bed together, and he was still running for governor, I believe, and they were happy and they were just laid back. Since then, I have not seen that Fitz and Mellie. And I realize now that's because at that point in time, Fitz and Mellie were being so transparent and accepting of one another that there was an ease about them. I saw that in this episode today. I saw it seemed like two best friends sitting on a balcony having a conversation. That was like what I got out of it. This is the first time in a long time that they have just been transparent with one another. They know what each other wants. They are accepting of one another. It completely changed their entire relationship, and the relationship seems stronger. I felt like for the first time Fitz heard Mellie and completely respected her and understood what she wanted. Mellie asked Fitz, you know, what do you want if you could have anything? And first he says to have Jerry back, which is great, that's your child, but that can't happen. And she says, what's something that you want that is possible, that can actually happen? And he says, Olivia, home and safe. And she says, I want to be the president of the United States. I want to run the world or rule the world. I think Fitz came to understanding that what I want is for Olivia to be home and safe, and my wife is okay and accepting of the fact that of everything I want, that is what I want. She is my true love. My wife is accepting of that. I think he understands that the least I can do is respect her and the one thing that she wants. And if the one thing that she wants is to be the president, and me putting Andrew in jail could jeopardize her being able to do that, then I'm not going to do that. Overall, I thought this episode was amazing. I thought there was a lot of character evolvement. I thought a lot of the characters showed different sides of them. I thought everything was absolutely amazing. My favorite part of the episode, hands down, was Mellie and Fitz on the balcony. Like I said, that scene, I've been looking forward to it. I love the entire dynamic of the episode, and I am so excited for the next episode. I will say that I'm really excited that Scandal has gone on this different kind of road or path. I was getting kind of scared around the beginning of season 4 because I was like, how long are we going to do this? Like, how long can Olivia and Fitz want each other, and Mellie's there and they're in the White House and he's the president? Like, if they don't change how this show is set up, this is going to start to get old, and we're going to only get to like season 6 before people get tired and stop watching. But now that they've added this different dynamic and they've taken it out of Washington, D.C., and I just think that the show could go in so many different ways right now, and so I am extremely, extremely excited. Thanks you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and you're excited about this new series, make sure you give it a huge thumbs up. Comment below, Gladiators, comment below. Like, I want to have conversations with people. If I said something that you don't agree with, tell me what your side is. I want to hear other people's sides. I want to hear what other people have to say. I think that's like one of the most exciting things about being a gladiator is all of us have so many different opinions and we see so many different things when we watch episodes. So being able to have conversation with you guys, whether you agree or disagree, is absolutely amazing, and I'm looking forward to that. Also, I just want to give a shout out to AfterBuzz TV Scandal with Sophia, Cornelia, Emil, and Bam. I absolutely love that show. That is my favorite Scandal after show. It is absolutely amazing. they inspire me in so many ways. They inspired me to start making this series. So I will link that channel down below. I will also put their Twitters down below, and if you go and follow them, tell them that I sent you, just because they're absolutely amazing and I love them. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. So...
there's no going back.